How are you supposed to answer the question, what are your weaknesses in a job interview? My name's Anna Papalia, and I've been teaching clients how to interview better since 2011. And previous to this, I was a director of talent acquisition. I'll tell you what not to say. Please don't say something like, well, I don't have any weaknesses, or worse, well, I'm a perfectionist. Do you know how many times I've heard people say that? I get it. If you Google how to answer this question, it's going to say you're a perfectionist. But what they're really meaning for you to do is they're meaning for you to talk about something, a weakness, that can be construed as a strength. That's what a perfectionist is, right? A great weakness to use in an interview is something that's true, that is one of your real weaknesses, but also something that a hiring manager will see as a strength. For example, I would say, one of my biggest weaknesses is that I am incredibly impatient. It's because I'm type A. I'm incredibly goal-oriented. I'm so impatient, it might be frustrating to live and work with me. I find waiting in line physically painful, and I've had to learn over the years that the great things in life take time. You know, the dough needs time to rise, the seed needs time to germinate. And I've realized this, and I'm working on it, but I'm still not great at it. That would be my answer if I had to give an answer like that in an interview. And a hiring manager would hear me saying that I'm goal-oriented and I am determined and I will get the job done without me saying I'm a perfectionist. Because also, I'm not a perfectionist. So this is what I want you to do before an interview. I want you to drill down and I want you to think deeply about what it is you need to work on. And if you're having a problem with that, you can hire a career coach, you can talk to a friend, or heck, I'm sure your husband or wife may tell you what your weaknesses are. For more tips on how to interview better, follow me, get a Shift profile, and good luck in your upcoming interviews. When you're asked in a job interview, what's your weakness? There's only one right answer to this question. And no, it is not, I'm a perfectionist. I don't care who's told you to say that, and I don't even care if that really is your weakness. We've heard that answer so many times, and it's a terrible interview answer. Instead, this answer needs to be true, it needs to be your real weakness, and it also needs to be construed as a strength. And how the heck do you come up with this answer? How do you think constructively about this? How do you talk about a weakness while also selling yourself? Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna teach you. Here's the secret. Your weakness is really just an overused strength. Let me say that again. Your strengths, when you overuse them, become your weakness. For example, if you have a high attention to detail, that's wonderful, that's a strength. But I bet if you have a high attention to detail, you have a really hard time delegating, or perhaps you have a really hard time seeing the forest from the trees. You lose sight of the bigger picture because you're so focused on the details. You see, now that is a great strength and weakness to give in a job interview. Much better than I'm a perfectionist, because it's vague and it's been overused so many times. A job interview, in the most basic sense, is just a set of questions about you. The more you know yourself, the better you'll do. Get an interviewology profile to discover who you are, to really understand who you are so you can sell yourself in a job interview, and good luck. I specialize in teaching people how to interview better. And here are 3 reasons why you're not getting the job. Number 1, you tell yourself that you're better on the spot, so you don't prepare for interviews. And when you get in there, you choke. Number 2, you don't think that you're worthy of this position, so you self-sabotage. Number 3, you hate selling yourself, so you get all weirded out when someone asks you, so why do you want to work here, or why should we hire you? If you'd like help on how to interview better, follow me and I'll teach you how. Is one of your resolutions this year to get a new job? I know, wouldn't it be nice if things would just happen, like you just say, I want a new job, and then the next day, the perfect job just falls in your lap, but that's not the way it happens. My name's Anna Papalia, and I've been teaching people how to interview better since 2011. Previous to this, I was a director of talent acquisition. I know what it takes to get a new job. I know how much work it takes. I know how long it takes to get a new job. Do you know that it takes the average job seeker 6 to 9 months to get a job? Maintaining motivation during a job search, rewriting resumes, rebranding yourself, figuring out how you're going to talk about yourself to sell yourself. There's a lot to it. It's not as easy as just saying, I'm going to get a new job. And I want to help you. I want to help you through this process. I believe in teaching people how to be the best versions of themselves. I never want my clients or followers to feel like they have to pretend to be something that they're not to get the job. It never works. So if you're interested, follow me. I'm going to teach you how to interview better this year. I'm going to teach you how to rewrite your resumes, how to negotiate, and how to feel really confident in interviews. And if you have any burning questions, pop them below, and I'm going to answer them once a week. So I want to hear what's on your mind. Do you have questions about cover letters, resumes, the process in general, how you're supposed to sit in interviews? I don't know. Let me hear it. And I want to help. Here's to 2023. Here's to making your resolutions come true. Here's to getting you a new job in the new year. When you're asked in an interview, tell me about yourself, don't panic. I know it's an open-ended question, but there's a simple way to answer this question. Follow this formula. A little bit about your past. What are you currently doing in the present? And what do you want in the future? So a little bit about your past. Why did you major in what you majored in? Your most recent job experiences and how they qualify you for this position. Presently, what are you currently doing in your role? What are your transferable skills? And future, spoiler alert, is always that you want to get this job that you're interviewing for, and your future is at this company. Good luck in your upcoming interviews, and follow me for more tips on how to interview better. When you're asked in an interview, tell me about a time that you dealt with a tough client. This is called a behavioral interview question, and there is a formula that you should use to answer it called STAR method. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. And here's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they answer this question. They get so caught up in telling the story of the tough client or the problem that they forget to talk about the result. So for example, if you're asked, tell me about a time that you dealt with a tough client, I want to hear about the tough client. I want to hear about the situation, the task that was required of you, the action that you proactively took, and remember, don't forget to talk about the results. What was the result? How you turned the client around, how you saved the company money, how you got an award for the best customer service. I don't know, but the ending of those interview answers are really impactful. And if you forget to give the ending, they may ask you, so what was the result? If you're getting follow-up questions in interviews,